Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. This is your Healthy Ascension with Melody. Today I wanted to shoot a video for the people who might be struggling with the concept of giving up meat or transitioning to a plant-based diet. I want to talk about some information that can maybe help you saying goodbye to meat. So stay tuned. Okay, so today the topic is meat eating, which I wanted to touch on because a lot of my friends and family members and people in the world still eat meat. They don't see anything wrong with it, and they do not want to give up eating meat. It is something that they feel very strongly against or for, is continuing to eat meat. They love the way it tastes, they love everything about it, and they don't want to give it up. So in this video, I just wanted to talk a little bit about some information that may help people who struggle with the idea of no longer eating meat. I had a very strong realization the other day. It was almost like a download of information that came, and it put the whole concept into perspective for me. So bear with me as I go down this train of thought. But what I realized is how much I don't like being scared. I don't like being afraid. I can't even really watch scary movies anymore. I realized haunted houses are terrifying. I don't like the anxiety it produces within me of being afraid. Even when somebody scares me, that feeling of afraid and attackedness it's horrible. It's a horrible feeling. And I realized by looking at my cat, I was watching my cat and just seeing the emotions this cat has. She is so loving. She gets scared too. Whenever there's a loud noise, she's very skittish. She's a rescue cat, and she'll jump and run and hide whenever there's loud noises. She's skittish. So we don't know what happened to her as a young child. She has trauma. Something bad has happened to her that has made her so skittish and jumpy and afraid. So when I look at animals and we see that they have the same emotions as us humans, it kind of puts things into a different perspective. When you see animals as sentient beings who are the same as us, they have the same desires as us. They want to be, they want to live, they want to experience love. They love love, they love cuddling. All animals, ducks, birds, maybe even the reptiles, I think they love love. They enjoy connection and they have emotions. And the same goes for cows and chickens. Turkeys love being cuddled. It's something that you don't see very often. And as a society, I should say, humans are so detached and disconnected from the natural world and living other animals, like other sentient beings. We are so detached, we're so far removed from them that we often don't see them as beings. Our society and culture basically brainwashes us to see them as a product, to see them as food. So we do not really see them as these beautiful creatures that have emotions, and they have just as much of a right to be here on this planet as we do, as us humans. So knowing this and really starting to open your eyes to the beauty and the magic of these creatures, even if it's just your cat or your dog. I know Americans, we have such different relationships with cats and dogs versus any other type of animal because they're a part of our family. They truly are the unconditional love that we seek in humans. Most people actually love their cats and dogs more than any other family members. They are truly parts of their families. And if we step back and we see that all the other animals, the cows, the chickens, the pigs that we eat as food, they have the same desire for being, the same desire for love and affection and closeness as our cats and dogs. They have the same desire for family and belonging and exploring the world as we do, as our families and our cats and dogs. So starting to view animals as creatures that are magical like us, it can start to transform your relationship with quote unquote food. Why do we call animals, dead animals, meat? Why do we call that? We could be calling them meat for what it is. It is dead cow. It is dead pig. It is dead chicken. It just helps to put things into a different perspective. But what I really wanted to touch on was the notion of fear, that these animals feel fear, just like I do, just like my cat does. So the last time I went into a haunted house was a while ago, but I had such tremendous fear. I was screaming, my heart was running the whole time, and I just wanted to get out of there. I didn't want to be there. And that was just a haunted house where they scare you. Now, if you can think about a haunted house like a slaughterhouse, a true haunted house, a slaughterhouse is where they actually are taking you to murder you and kill you. It is a true haunted house. There is actual death and murder. So can you imagine what we feel when we go to a haunted house and we know it's just scaring for fun, but we have the thought that, oh, we're gonna die. So imagine an innocent animal, a cow, who's enjoying its life in the pasture. It gets boarded onto a truck where it has to suffer in hot heat. There's no water. It has to poop and pee all over itself and all the other cows that are around it, or pigs. They're in this truck where they're suffering in tremendous temperatures. They're with no water, no food. They don't know what they're doing. They're scared. They can feel everybody's fear around them. Then they get unloaded at a slaughterhouse. And it's like us going to a haunted house, only 50 million times worse. So they get unloaded to go to the slaughterhouse, and they're instinctual. They can smell fear, they can feel fear, and they can smell the death all around them. Their noses can smell all the emotions. Dogs sniff each other's butts so they can tell about the emotions of where those dogs have been. So pigs and cows are the same. They're very intuitive with emotions. They communicate telepathically, so they're sending instinctual emotions out to each other. So now these poor innocent creatures are being, forced to go into the slaughterhouse, which is like going to a haunted house for us. But there's actual death and fear everywhere around them. Can you imagine the state of pure panic and, terror that you don't know where you're going, but you have no choice and you have to keep walking, or you're going to get beat or prodded or electrocuted, and you have to walk into a room where you hear your friends getting their heads chopped off or shot or gassed to death? It is the most horrific thing that humans are doing, is the murder and slaughter of animals. to these poor innocent creatures that have no say over the matter, that we're killing millions and millions and millions of these creatures every day in and day out. Just murder, slaughter, slaughter, slaughter. Just imagine the amount of fear that is being produced in the collective consciousness from these slaughterhouses. And we're so detached from it. When you go to get your fast food, you don't even know that what you're eating is an animal. You don't even think about it. It doesn't even cross your mind that what you're eating was alive at some point and had emotions and wanted to be loved and be with their family. So this is something that we don't really think about. We're so disconnected from the truth of what our society deems as normal and completely disconnected from the reality of what our food is. So I wanted to just talk about this because it helps put it into perspective that we don't have to live that way. We don't have to be putting that much murder, death, fear into the collective consciousness, into our reality. There are more and more and more people going plant-based every single day. There are millions of healthy, thriving vegans, vegetarians, plant-based eaters, frugivores, people who do choose to not partake in the death and murder of animals, and their health is thriving. They've never felt better in their life by choosing to stop partaking in that part of society. It's amazing what we can do with our choice and the willpower. Once you go vegetarian or vegan or plant-based, you give up meat, you don't even miss it. You realize that that was just programmed into you, and it's something that's really not that important at all. It's not important at all. We can get all the protein and everything that you need from fruits and vegetables and other plants. So truly, that's a whole nother topic for another video. But I wanted to make this video because it's important, and I really had the realization how fragile life is and how no living thing wants to die. No living thing wants to be afraid, and none of us like having our rights taken away, let alone being forced into a gas chamber and being forced to lose your life for somebody else's pleasure. It's a sad state of being, and the world will not know peace until we all choose to stop perpetuating the murder of innocent animals, innocent creatures, innocent people. So this is a huge consciousness shift, and 2021 is going to bring about even more plant-based eaters, people giving up the meat. And so I urge you to try it. Some of the best documentaries you can watch, I recommend 2 of them that talk about the science of the health aspects of going plant-based. And one of them would be The Game Changers, with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And it talks about Olympians who switched to plant-based diets for health and how much better their performances increased on plant-based. And then the other one would be What the Health. That one's really good for people with diabetes, people who want to improve their health. It shows the science behind why plant-based diets can improve your health tenfold. So anyways, thank you for tuning in. Please share this video with anyone who you think would benefit. And if you love animals, or if you are just ready to, change your health, I strongly, strongly urge you to give up eating meat. Giving up dairy is also extremely beneficial. So try going plant-based maybe for a week, see how you feel. Go a little bit longer and watch some documentaries, What the Health and The Game Changers. Okay, guys, thank you so much. Until next time, cheers.